Did you know you have rights? America was built on these rights that were written centuries ago to ensure that the new government will not trample upon the citizens' newly won freedoms of speech, press, and religion. So what are these rights that we have?
There are 27 amendments to our Constitution, and the first 10 are known as the Bill of Rights.
The First Amendment provides protection to civil rights, including freedom of speech, press, and to assemble or gather with a group to protest. It also protects the rights to religious beliefs and practices. So what's the Second Amendment?
The Second Amendment protects the right to keep and bear arms.
What do you mean by that?
So what I mean by you have the right to bear arms is that you as an American citizen have the individual right to possess a firearm that is not connected with any service in a militia. And you also have the right to use that for traditionally lawful purposes, such as self-defense of your home or property.
The Third Amendment states that in times of peace, homeowners can decline soldiers from housing in their private property, but this can be changed in times of war.
The Fourth Amendment protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government, but it does not protect against all searches and seizures. The Fourth Amendment only protects against searches and seizures that are deemed unreasonable, but those that are deemed reasonable are not protected by this amendment.
The Fifth Amendment provides several protections for people accused of crimes. It states that serious criminal charges must be started by a grand jury. A person cannot be tried twice for the same offense, or have property taken away with just compensation. People have the right against self-incrimination and cannot be imprisoned without due process of law.
The Sixth Amendment provides additional protections to people accused of crimes, such as the right to a speedy and public trial and a trial by an impartial jury. So what it means to have an impartial jury is pretty much just a jury that is made up of people who have no bias towards this case. Some additional protections stated in this amendment is that the accused can be informed of their criminal charges, the witnesses must face the accused, and the accused is allowed his or her own witnesses and can be represented by a lawyer.
The Seventh Amendment extends the right to a jury trial in federal civil cases.
So what the Seventh Amendment means is that civil court cases have a right to be brought to a jury to be judged upon on a federal court level, even though that they might not be criminals. The Eighth Amendment states excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. So what the Eighth Amendment means is that the government cannot impose overly harsh penalties against a criminal defendant, nor can they charge them with excessive bails. For example, like $100,000 for a small crime.
The Ninth Amendment states that listing specific rights in the Constitution does not mean that people do not have other rights that have not been spelled out.
So what Amendment 9 means is that just because something is not specifically stated in the Constitution does not mean that it is not a right that we have. So the 10th Amendment says that the federal government only has those powers delegated in the Constitution. If it isn't listed, it belongs to the state or the people. So what the 10th Amendment means is that it pretty much just puts limitations on what our federal government can do. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed learning the Bill of Rights. I'm sure this newfound knowledge will help you in your everyday life. But for now, this is Mike Lindell, signing off.